Beneath the ancient forests of North America, when sunlight is filtered through layers upon layers of maple and oak leaves, another world is operating. To the human eye, the carpet of decaying leaves is a symbol of silent decay and rebirth. But through the lens of a biologist, it is a battlefield with the highest fatality density on the planet. Here, life is not measured by the number of years, but by the number of seconds you can hide. We often mistakenly believe that evolution is a process towards physical or intellectual perfection. But in reality, evolution is an algorithm optimizing existence. In that algorithm, morality is a non-existent variable. One of the coldest proofs of this philosophy is the predatory beetle family, creatures that have turned the behavior of eating the young of other species into an ultimate art of survival. Sophisticated killing machine. Observe an individual of the Carabidae family, ground beetles. Its body is a masterpiece of biological military engineering. The chitin shell is as tough as polymer armor, and the long legs allow it to move at speeds equivalent to a racing car, if converted according to body proportions. But the most fearsome weapon lies in the head. The crescent-shaped mandibles, razor-sharp and extremely strong. However, muscle strength is not what helps them dominate the leaf litter. It is the chemical sensor system. Their antennae can detect the scent of life in soil crevices from a long distance. They do not seek head-on confrontations with worthy adversaries. Their strategy is much more effective. Seek out entities that are incapable of self-defense. Concentrated protein packages. Why does a powerful predator spend most of its time searching for the eggs of other species?
The answer lies in energy economics. In nature, each behavior must be paid for in calories. Hunting adult prey requires an enormous expenditure of energy and comes with the risk of injury. In contrast, insect eggs are perfect nutritional capsules. They contain the highest concentrations of protein and lipids, encased in a silent shell. When a beetle discovers a cluster of eggs of a butterfly or another beetle species under the bark, it is not simply eating. It is performing a behavior of resource harvesting. Its mandibles gently crush the eggshells, revealing the nutrient-rich cytoplasm inside. Within minutes, hundreds of life potentials are wiped out, directly converted into energy for the predator. Evolution has taught this beetle species that eating the future of your opponent is the best way to protect your own future. The larval massacre. If eggs are passive targets, then larvae, caterpillars, are mobile but fragile targets. Consider the behavior of the species Libia grandis. This is a specialist in destroying the larvae of the potato beetle. Larvae are the most vulnerable stage in the life cycle of insects. Their bodies are soft, they move slowly, and have almost no defense organs. To predatory beetles, larvae are no different from mobile food storage. This behavior carries profound scientific calculation. A growing larva contains all the energy that the host species has accumulated from eating plants. By consuming the larva, the beetle performs a leap in the food chain, appropriating all of that energy achievement without having to spend effort processing complex cellulose compounds from plants. Cannibalism, when conspecifics are on the menu. The coldness of evolution reaches its peak when we observe cannibalism at some species of beetles, especially when food sources are scarce. In a limited space, if the number of hatched larvae is too high, the individuals that hatch earlier will immediately turn back to consume the unhatched eggs of their own siblings. From a human perspective, this is a crime. But from a biological perspective, this is the optimization of population density. cannibalism solves two problems at the same time, providing an urgent nutritional source for the strongest individual, reducing resource competition in the future. In the world of beetles, bloodline is merely a backup protein source. The genetic code does not care about family bonds. It only cares about which individual carrying that gene set will remain at the end to maintain the lineage. The chemical arms race. Nature does not leave the killers to run wild without resistance. The cruelty of beetles has fueled a spectacular evolutionary arms race. Host species have developed extreme defensive tactics. Some species secrete chemical compounds with a foul odor or high toxicity surrounding the eggs to repel predators. Others camouflage their eggs to look exactly like toxic fungal spores or cracks in the tree bark. But beetles respond by evolving receptors capable of filtering out chemical noise to find their targets. This interaction creates a dynamic equilibrium in the ecosystem. If predators are too efficient, they will wipe out all their prey and go extinct themselves. If prey defend themselves too well, predators will starve. The cruel filter of the ecosystem. We might feel shocked by this cruelty, but try to imagine a world without those who eat the young. If every egg of leaf-eating insects hatched successfully and every larva survived to adulthood, the forests would be wiped out within weeks. Uncontrolled population explosions would lead to the collapse of all vegetation, followed by the extinction of all herbivores, and ultimately the carnivores. Those beetles that eat the young act as the pressure relief valves of nature. They are the cruel filters, removing weak individuals, those incapable of camouflage or defense. Thanks to this cruelty, the ecosystem maintains its necessary stability. Evolution without a heart. When observing a beetle nonchalantly chewing through an egg, we are seeing the true nature of life. It is not a cartoon with messages about love or sacrifice. It is a massive chemical equation where energy is shifted from one entity to another in the most efficient way. Evolution has stripped away all emotions to make room for existence. In that world, there is no concept of evil. There is only success or disappearance. The beetle does not kill out of hatred or for pleasure. It kills because it is the only way for it and its genetic code to see the sunlight tomorrow. The cruelty that we feel is essentially just the reaction of a human brain trying to impose social standards on a biological system that had operated for billions of years before we appeared. Nature is innocent of our judgments. Beetles that eat the young are not the monsters of the green forest. They are the diligent employees of evolution, performing the work of cleaning and regulating the population with absolute precision. Their story reminds us that life is always built upon the foundation of death. The existence of one species is the termination of another from the very moment before they even have a chance to begin. In the gamble of nature, no card is too precious to be sacrificed, even the most fledgling lives. The death of a larva under the jaws of a beetle may seem like a minor tragedy, but it is the very heartbeat of a system larger, grander, and colder than anything we could ever imagine.